There's a controversy brewing right now, and it's probably going to take fruition today because, as you know, President Barack Obama is supposed to give a speech to school kids. And in some places in the United States, they're saying, no, we're not going to have that. We don't want it. And some people are saying it's fine. Now, is this an unusual thing for half of the country to tell their children not to listen to a speech that the president is going to make?
It's never happened before.
Well, I think what has happened, because we've had other presidents who have talked to children before. What the president is going to do, and what he said he was going to do, was to say to children, which I think all parents would agree, work hard, stay in school, and study. Everybody says, hooray, that's just fine. But then he had said, and I may not get the words exactly right, but then, as part of it, he had said, and you can write to me or let me know what you think you could do to help me, the president. And that's when some people said, I don't want my kids getting involved. Why should they be helping the president and so forth? So he's not going to do that. But that's what they're objecting to, that he had asked children, maybe you have some thoughts on helping me. So it became a whole brouhaha with the right, let's say, saying, no, he shouldn't be asking our kids. Let your kids listen to the president saying, stay in school and study.
You know, I think it's so silly that, for one, I would love to hear what their thoughts are about helping the president, because we all want to help the president do a better job because this is our country. So I would love to hear just there's a proverb that says, out of the mouth of babes. You remember that one? I mean, you know, and I think engaging children in politics is just as important as engaging them in the discussion of history and learning about their presidents and things the atrocities that have happened in this world.
But I don't think that's going to happen. By the way, the president released his speech already. I think he released it yesterday.
Yeah, it's been on the website. But is the message being sent, this is not your president, you should not be listening to him? What is the message? Because it seems very odd. I mean, when the president speaks, you listen and then you say, oh, he's full of bananas or he's okay or whatever. But to blatantly say you cannot play this speech for these kids seems very odd to me.
Well, President Bush, by the way, talked to school children on television after 9/11, but I think it got confused with the direct message, stay in school and study, and what you can do to help this president. What you can do to help this president that we don't like, I think that's where it
seems to be a consistent effort on the right-wing side, extreme right-wing, to discredit this president no matter what he does. They're just out to get him, and this is part of the whole thing. Just watch out for it, because it's happening in this country, and there's a lot of subversive behavior going on because, from certain people who are basically instigating this. And it's just this particular president. I mean, they're throwing names at him like Hitler. Please.
But I think a lot of people also were concerned. I was on Twitter getting a lot of comments. A lot of people were concerned that their kids would have been getting policy stuff from Obama.
But he's not doing that. He's got a lot. He's got so much to worry about right now between the health plan and Afghanistan and the economy. I mean, this little. But
this is
Twitter,
also how bad the internet is. You get all of this disinformation, and a lot of people were coming to me tweeting, going, "He said in the lesson plan, write a letter about how you can serve me better." And on the original, I never saw the word serve in the thing, although we say serve our country.
Yeah, what's wrong with the word serve?
Well, you cannot.
It's a very handy word.
Yes, it's a very handy word. I think it's kind of spooky because it seems the last couple of months, there's been a lot of fear-mongering going on, and it is really uncomfortable because you don't want to link it to anything but boneheadism. Okay, you don't want to link it. You don't want to link it to racism because you want to think we're moving forward. You don't want to link it to just plain nasty behavior because the polls have the conservatives rising up now because they're scaring them. So what was the fear that people had, that their children would hear a man saying, you know what can we do to make the country better? Didn't John Kennedy ask that question?
He said, that's not what you can do for your country. That's not what your country can do for you.
That's what you can do for your country.
There's an underlying fear in white America that white people are going to become the minority eventually. And there is that underlying... Well, he's just one example.
What's that got to do with saying, how can you help the president?
That is just a canard. That is not the real truth. You have to go underneath it.
Well, let me do this. White people.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
As it turns out, we're all Americans.
You know,
it's all about what we can do for America.